Dana from Zero to Income here. We're going to dig into some pricing. And I know that this is a place where many of you are going to start as you go down the directory platform adventure, like I did, which for me started 4 years ago. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate for Brilliant Directories. You're going to see a link down in the description as well as down in the first comment. And that link with the coupon code Zero to Income, all caps, will give you 30% off of Brilliant Directories. eDirectory, reach out to me. I'd love to be an affiliate for you all as well. Just let me know. Just give me a comment, do something. So let's get the ball rolling and become an affiliate for you all as well. I do want to keep this video as unbiased as possible. There's things about both platforms that I think are absolutely stellar, and I'm going to share those things with you. But we're going to dig in right now to pricing, because this is where almost everybody goes. Like when you start researching a platform and you start digging around, where's the pricing link? All right, I'm going to go to pricing. I'm going to go figure out how much this thing costs. And then you start comparing that way. That's a terrible way to compare, by the way. But we're going to talk about pricing and get it out of the way. Then maybe in the future, you come back to this video and you say, okay, now I understand what Dana meant when he was talking about why I shouldn't start with pricing. Listen, your directory service should be paying you. It should be generating income for you. So pricing is a pretty small thing to get concerned about once you've launched a successful directory. So it's really about, how do I get to a successful directory? How do I get to a directory that's giving me money? And then I won't be concerned about the pricing. But starting off, if you got a tight budget, you're going to be like, oh, I got to dig in. I got to find out how much this thing costs. And that's exactly what we're going to do right here. Okay, let's hit, I'm going to eDirectory.com and I'm just going to hit pricing. There are 3 pricing tiers here. And there's a yearly option as well. So you can pay once per year. Of course, enterprise is a source license. That price is fixed. So you can save on yearly plans 25%, which that's pretty cool. Let's start down here, professional, because this is where I started 4 years ago with mainvacations.com on eDirectory. Started here at professional, 99 bucks. I wanted to get it online. I wanted to see what eDirectory could do, and if I was going to stick with that platform, which I ended up sticking with eDirectory for mainvacations.com. I'm using for Brilliant Directories. I'm using loghome.net as a domain right now with Brilliant Directories, but eDirectory pricing starts at $99 a month. Now, what is included in that $99 a month? Because that's really what matters, right? It's going to have a powered by eDirectory badge. I'm not a fan of this. If I'm paying for a service, why do I want to give you free advertising? I'm actually paying you for you to advertise on my website. I don't like that. So there's going to be a badge show up somewhere on the page, bottom right corner or down in the footer or somewhere. It's going to say powered by eDirectory. And I don't like that. This does not include the iOS and Android app builder. I've used those. I haven't actually launched an app all the way through. I kind of got stuck when it's kind of like came to like Google developer and all sorts of questions about how customer data is used and blah, blah, blah. And so I probably just need to pay and have somebody else finish that setup for me. But that doesn't matter here. That's not included in the interface anyway. Open API is not included. What's an API? An API is what allows you to write third-party code to get information in and out of a system very easily. This doesn't include it, so we're just going to skip it. But if you are a coder, you're probably not going to want to be on this plan. If you intend to integrate with systems like run your own automations and things, you're probably not going to be a fan of the professional plan. You're going to probably want to at least be on enterprise. Complete set of built-in features. I feel like this is just something people say to say something, because of course the built-in features are going to be there, right? Unlimited listings, which there probably is some limit, but they just can look, if you're getting 100,000 users, which is the limit out of the box that Brilliant Directories has, you can go above 100,000 users, by the way. but 100,000 is supported out of the box. If you got 100,000 users, you're doing awesome. And I think both these systems, that's not a problem. You could handle 100,000 here just as easy. Hosting is included. That's so yes, that $99 is hosting. It is a cloud service. Of course, hosting is included. SSL certificate is included. Brilliant Directories. Attention, all Brilliant Directories employees. Please make an argument to your superior that Brilliant Directories should include SSL certificates out of the box without having to pay for it as an add-on. That's the end of my service announcement. That's one thing that eDirectory does that Brilliant Directories does as well, but Brilliant Directories makes you pay $10 a month to have that certificate there and installed. I'm not a fan of that. I think everybody should have SSL. I think it should just be on by default. If it's not on, then you're making a huge mistake, because passwords and usernames and things like that can be transmitted in the plain text over the internet. And that's just not a good idea to encourage anybody to do that. Okay, so make sure that you do a SSL on Brilliant. Okay, chat, email support. That's your support, chat and email. Their team's great, very friendly. I've never called them for support, by the way, even though I have enterprise license. I've never really had to talk to them for support. So you might not even need the phone support, but it is included in the next plan up. So let's talk about this plan. So you've got everything from over here, and you've got the Android, iOS app builder and the open APIs to be able to code your own stuff and potentially put and pull information out of the system, except there's a huge problem with the API. You cannot do a put to create listings using the API. And I think this is a huge, huge disadvantage to the API here. By nature, your application programming interface, your API, should include the ability to get listings into the system. If you did, and you're a programmer like I am, then you could easily create forms where, even from an email, where people could do something in a form in an email, click something to submit it, and have their listing automatically created for them. That would be awesome. But currently, eDirectory does not support putting listings via their API. So it's almost, the API from eDirectory has almost been useless for me. I keep asking for that as a feature, and it's just not there. Everything else is basically the same. Unlimited listing, blah, blah, blah. You got your phone support, and this is $99 a month. All right. Why would you choose this one over here? Well, I did, because I was on this one for a little while, and then I wanted to be able to have the Android app builder, which I didn't end up using. And I also wanted to have the phone support, which I also didn't end up using. So, and I wanted the API, which I ended up not using. So I ended up moving over here, and I got basically, I lost the branding, their badge. So $100 a month for that. And, but I was on this plan for 3 or 4 months, and then I realized this is stupid. I'm paying $200 a month. In 7.5 months, I should have just bought this. So I did. I bought the source licensing, and I ended up putting up my own server in Azure. And in Azure, I was paying something like $70 a month. So I was paying less than this, but I had a really robust, fast server in Azure. Well, since then, I've actually gone back to their own hosting. Now I'm not paying this for their hosting, because here's this, look at this right here, this eDirectory hosting or self-hosted. Well, I did the self-hosted, and I didn't end up liking it after about a year. And when you click this, it takes you to this hosting plan options here. So here in your hosting plans, you have a couple great options. for just $29 a month. So if you pay the $1,500 for the source license, then you can buy hosting for just $29 a month. That's pretty cheap. If you want both server and product support, then you can pay $69 a month. And I don't even know where the bandwidth comes into play because I don't even think I can see it. Then there's premium options down here. I'm not going to get into that too much because honestly, you could spin up your own VM and be paying $70 a month. Why would you pay $179? And you'd have more memory. And yeah, I don't know why anybody would do this option down here. Okay. There's also yearly pricing. Of course, the enterprise source license doesn't change for the yearly pricing, but the others do change about 25%. As you think about your pricing and how much you're going to have to pay, you need to also be thinking about the plugins. So you need to come over here and you need to look at plugins and figure out exactly what you need because you're going to have to pay for these. You're going to have to pay for these in both systems, by the way. So you need to just kind of dig. I'm not going to dig into all of the plugins. You're going to have to figure out what you need for plugins and go from there. All right. With that, we're going to switch gears. We're going to come over here to Brilliant Directories. And let's look at their pricing. Okay, 3 tiers again. They have month, year, and lifetime. So this is how this works. So you can pay $145 a month. And I would consider this to be similar to the $199 plan at eDirectory. So it's 140. So I would say it's less per month out of the gate. Then you can buy the yearly plan, which is $950, and you can save 45% here, according to what the pricing that they've got listed. Or you can do what I did, and I paid a one-time fee. Now, I did not pay the $1,450. I got a discount. And like I said earlier, there's a discount code down below. You can get 30% off as I'm an affiliate for Brilliant Directories, and you help the ongoing work here for Zero to Income. If you like this and you're into directories, and this might be your thing, and this can be more of a topic at Zero to Income, you're going to help us know that we can deliver more content around Brilliant Directories and eDirectory. So you're going to pay that one-time fee, and that includes hosting. So this is a big difference. With eDirectory, you're going to pay $14.99. You're going to get the source license, and then you still have to do something with the source license. You either have to say, for $29 a month minimum, I want eDirectory to host it, or let me go back to pricing, or I want to self-host and I want to have eDirectory's team spin it, do help me do their work and get it online, which is what I did at first. And then I moved back to the $29 a month hosting. So here our hosting is a one-time fee, $14.50. It's all in. So it's lifetime website, which is, I think that's awesome. That is fantastic to offer people that. Now, there are things that you're going to have to pay per month for Brilliant Directories outside of this. And I've already mentioned one of them. You're going to need to come to the add-ons, and you need to go to the premium add-ons. You're going to have to look for things like SSL. So down here, you've got this SSL certificate. You need to have this. Every website needs to have this, and it's $10 a month. So I have currently 5 things that I'm paying for. So I'm paying more per month on Brilliant Directories than I am eDirectory. And there's things you're going to need to dig into what you need for add-ons. And then once you get to a place where you need more than 9 add-ons, you might as well pay for this VIP and get everything all in. Every add-on there is under the sun included in one monthly fee, right? $95 a month. So that's a consideration I have. But I know what you're thinking. You're already like, okay, well, you're probably paying more per month than you are on main vacations for eDirectory. Well, let's go look at these sites for a second. So I've got mainvacations.com. All right. I've got my page is kind of narrow here, so the appearance might not be normal desktop appearance. So I've got mainvacations.com here, and I'm paying $29 a month for this. But it is not performing the way and not doing what I needed to do. And if you watched the first video, this is part 2 now. If you watched part 1, you'll know that I've struggled with connecting to a real problem for main businesses. So I'm reducing my overhead cost to keep this site online while I figure out what to do with it, because I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I might just try and sell the domain and sell the site and move on to loghome.net. Loghome.net right here, this site is already paid for itself. It's already paying for itself. And it's only been up for less than 2 months. And this is paying for itself. And it's not because of the platform, I'll point out. It's not because I've got it on Brilliant Directories that it's paying for itself, and that main vacations is a failure because I have it on eDirectory. That's not the case. But why this one is succeeding is because I spent more time and energy doing some market research and figuring out if I'm actually solving a problem for the industry. And turns out the feedback was really good. So this one's paying for itself, and it's got way more features available. So if you dig into everything that you have in these add-ons that are potential possibilities, and you only need to pay for what you need up to 9, and then once you get to the 10th, you might as well just go all in and buy everything for $95. $95 a month again, right? This one grows with me, because I bought the license to get things rolling, or it's not a license. I bought the one-time website fee to get things rolling. And then as I need to release new features, I can also be letting my people know, hey, by the way, we've got a new feature coming out, or this new feature's here. If you'd like to have access to this, it's a little bit more money or whatever, or upgrade your plan, which I find like there's more things in Brilliant Directories that help me do upsells than there are in eDirectory that help me do upsells. Maybe that's just my own personal opinion, but and maybe that's not real, but it's the perception I have with what I know about Brilliant Directories in just a short time I've been experiencing their platform. But add-ons are going to cost you per month with Brilliant Directories. Maybe there's some lifetime dealio that they're going to run, and I would probably hop in on that. But in the meantime, I feel like this is a pretty solid platform for what I'm doing with the Log Home Network. All right. That's it on the pricing side of things for now. We're probably going to dig into more of these features and do some compares of things as we get more videos in the pipeline here. But as you think about, here's the big thing, as you think about pricing, you have to think about, what if it's successful? Where do I want to be? So that I don't have to move this after I start working on it and getting this thing rolling. Where do I want it to be? And I've already told you one of the big positives for Brilliant Directories is that I feel like there's more upsells in these add-ons, things that I can add that will add value for the subscriber, as well as be able to upsell them into more plans. So that's Brilliant Directories. However, here's the big positive that you're going to have with eDirectory: simplicity. Until you actually get in and do a comparison this way. Now, if you are a nuts and bolts guy, you like to tweak every little thing on the site, and you want to have better control over the elements, how they appear, all of that. You understand a little bit about web design. I would say, even if you're just beginner to intermediate with web design stuff, and you just want to be able to tweak things and make them look your own, then Brilliant Directories is probably a really good choice for you. And the pricing model, you just have to be aware that you're going to pay a little bit more for plugins instead of just a one-time fee. But if you're like simple minded and you're like, I just want to tweak the colors, I want to tweak the logo, I don't want to have to get too much into CSS code or anything like that. There are CSS options that you can adjust in eDirectory. But if you don't want to get into all of the little nitty gritty things, then eDirectory might be a great option for you to get started. You can move if you decide later down the road you wanted to move out of eDirectory into Brilliant, or you got started on Brilliant and you wanted to export your stuff and get it into eDirectory. I think both that's probably possible both ways. But you just gotta figure out, like, what's my starting point? What's my team going to be as this develops? As a tip in closing, I would say involve people that have familiarity with the directory platform you decide to go with. Let us know at Zero to Income. We can get involved and we can help you in this process. We can help you in setting this up. We can help you with importing information, exporting stuff, all of that. We can help you along the way. But it's very important not to feel like you're doing this all by yourself. If you're a lone ranger out there trying to get this thing started and off the ground, it can be frustrating. I've been working on Maine Vacations for 4 years, and it has been a labor of love. But with that, I'll let you go. And I hope that you find this helpful. Leave your comments, leave your questions. Be sure to subscribe if you want to watch more of these compare videos as they come out between eDirectory and Brilliant Directories. Have a great day.